Hello friends, welcome to Quick Lessons. Today we are going to discuss 10 short topics for government exams, part 1. First topic is India Post Payments Bank. India Post Payments Bank was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2018 with 100% equity owned by the Government of India. It is a payments bank of the Indian Postal Department which works through a network of post offices and nearly 4 lakh postmen. It is governed by the Reserve Bank of India. The bank has been set up with the vision to build the most accessible, affordable and trusted bank for the common man in India. The fundamental mandate of the India Post Payments Bank is to remove barriers for the unbanked and underbanked and reach the last mile. India Post Payment Bank is committed to providing a fillip to a less cash economy and contribute to the vision of Digital India. On to our next topic, Special Purpose Acquisition Company. Now what is a Special Purpose Acquisition Company? A Special Purpose Acquisition Company is a corporation formed for the sole purpose of raising investment capital through an initial public offering. At the time of their IPOs, Special Purpose Acquisition Company have no existing business operations or even stated targets for acquisition. Such a business structure allows investors to contribute money towards a fund which is then used to acquire one or more unspecified businesses to be identified after the IPO. Therefore, this sort of shell firm structure is often called a blank check company in popular media. Once the money is raised from the public, it is kept in an escrow account which can be accessed while making the acquisition. If the acquisition is not made within 2 years of the IPO, the Special Purpose Acquisition Company is delisted and the money is returned to the investors. Now, what is the shell company? A shell company is a firm that does not conduct any operations in the economy, but it is formally registered, incorporated or legally organized in the economy. These are sometimes used illegitimately, such as to disguise business ownership from the law enforcement or the public. The second term we want to discuss here is Initial Public Offering, IPO. IPO is the selling of securities to the public in the primary market. Primary market deals with new securities being issued for the first time. It is also known as the new issues market. It is different from the secondary market, where existing securities are bought and sold. It is also known as the stock market or stock exchange. When an unlisted company makes either a fresh issue of securities or an offer for sale of its existing securities, or both for the first time to the public. Unlisted companies are companies that are not listed on the stock exchange. Now, most important term is escrow account. What is an escrow account? It is a legal concept describing a financial instrument whereby an asset or escrow money is held by a third party on behalf of two other parties that are in the process of completing a transaction. The third party holds the funds until both parties have fulfilled their contractual requirements. Escrow is associated with real estate transactions, but it can apply to any situation where funds will pass from one party to another. BIMSTEC, the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral Technological and Economic Cooperation, BIMSTEC, is a regional organization comprising 7 member states, 5 deriving from South Asia including Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and 2 from Southeast Asia including Myanmar and Thailand. This sub-regional organization came into being on 6 June 1997 through the Bangkok Declaration. With 21.7% of the world's population and a combined gross domestic product (GDP) of USD 3.8 trillion, BIMSTEC has emerged as an influential engine of economic growth. The BIMSTEC Secretariat is in Dhaka. Free trade agreements. It is a pact between two or more nations to reduce barriers to imports and exports among them. Under a free trade policy, goods and services can be bought and sold across international borders with little or no government tariffs, quotas, subsidies, or prohibitions to inhibit their exchange. The concept of free trade is opposite of trade protectionism or economic isolationism. FTAs can be categorized as Preferential Trade Agreement, Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Wildlife Protection Act 1972 provides a legal framework for the protection of various species of wild animals and plants, the management of their habitats, and the regulation and control of trade in wild animals, plants, and products made from them. The Act also lists schedules of plants and animals that are afforded various degrees of protection and monitoring by the government. The Act has been amended several times, with the last amendment having been made in 2006. United Nations Population Fund. It is a subsidiary organ of the United Nations General Assembly and works as a sexual and reproductive health agency. The United Nations Economic and Social Council establishes its mandate. The United Nations Economic and Social Council establishes its mandate. United Nations Population Fund's establishment is as follows. It was established as a trust fund in 1967 and began operations in 1969. In 1987, it was officially renamed the United Nations Population Fund, but the original abbreviation UNFPA for United Nations Fund for Population Activities was retained. Its objective was to work directly to tackle sustainable development goals on health, education, and gender equality. United Nations Population Fund is not supported by the UN budget. Instead, it is entirely supported by the voluntary contributions of donor governments, intergovernmental organizations, and private sectors, foundations, and individuals. The report it publishes is State of World Population Report. Some of the major poverty alleviation programs in India are Integrated Rural Development Program, shortly known as IRDP, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, National Old Pension Scheme, Annapurna Scheme, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, NREGA 2005, Deen Dayal Antodaya Yojana or National Rural Livelihood Mission, National Urban Livelihood Mission, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandana Yojana. It is a pension scheme to provide social security during old age, that is 60 and above. One can invest up to 15 lakh and receive regular payout on a pre-decided frequency of monthly, quarterly, half-yearly or annually. The maximum and minimum investment referred to as a purchase price will depend on the amount and the frequency of the payouts. For example, the purchase price ranges from a minimum purchase price of rupees 1.5 lakhs for a minimum pension of rupees 1000 per month to a maximum purchase price of rupees 7.5 lakhs for a maximum pension of 5000 per month. It provides an assured return of 8% per annum payable monthly for 10 years. The returns on the investment are taxable. In case of death of the holder during the term of the policy, the purchase price shall be refunded to the beneficiary. If the individual survives the policy term, he or she shall be paid the purchase price along with the final installment. The minimum entry age for this policy is 60 years. Maximum entry age has no limit. Life Insurance Corporation of India is the implementing agency of this scheme. Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. It is also known as Pradhan Mantri Mudra, that is acronym for Mudra is an acronym for Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency. To promote the spirit and entrepreneurship among the youth by providing loans up to 10 lakhs to the non-corporate, non-farm, small or micro enterprises. Easy loans without collateral under 3 categories. Shishu, loan amount up to 50,000. Kishore, loan amount between 50,000 and 5 lakhs. And Tarun, loan amount between 5 lakhs and 10 lakhs per brand. Pranks. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you for listening. We will come back shortly with a part 2 of the series. Stay tuned. Thank you.